Hi, and in this video, I'm going to show you how you can trade out both the filament tube and your filament runout detection sensor in the back of your Robo E4 printer. Before starting this, please make sure you have unloaded filament by simply snipping it with the wire cutters. In addition to wire cutters, you're also going to want a scraper, a screwdriver, needle nose pliers, and a 2mm Allen wrench. Let's get started. Before beginning, make sure your printer is powered off and unplugged. Then, open the front door and access the two screws on the inside front panel, and you're going to use the Allen wrench to unscrew and remove those two screws. Now we need to take this top panel off, so use the scraper and try and wedge between the top panel and the side. You're going to have to use some force and go in a couple different places to get the top panel to snap off. You will also have to do this one side at a time in order to get it to correctly release. Once released, you can simply tilt it back, and we recommend leaning it up against a wall. Use your needle nose pliers and remove the wire that is going into the filament runout detection sensor. Be careful to only pull by the plastic piece and not by the wires themselves. Then, use your Allen wrench to remove the two silver screws that secure the detection sensor to the top panel of your 3D printer. With those screws removed, you should be able to pull the tube loose and set the top panel to the side. On the side where the tubes connect, there are two little black pieces you can pull to remove, and just set those aside for now. And grab the screwdriver and remove the two black screws. Now take a quick note whether the connection for the wire is black or white, and based on which one you have, you're going to do a slightly different process. If it is white, flip the filament detection sensor upside down and then use the scraper to pry it open carefully. There's a little tight spot right up near where the wire goes in. And once you get that loose, you can remove the two wires, pull out the circuit board, and pay careful attention to this ball that's in there, as you don't want to lose that. Now, if you have the attachment with the black wire connector, the process is a little different. You're going to want to pry open the filament runout detection sensor box, and just be careful when you do so to not lose the little silver piece. With that out of the way, you can now remove the full filament tube itself if you are looking to replace that. To reinstall a new tube here, make sure the little black piece is connected on the end, and then feed the other side in through where the old one was located. And you're just going to want to make sure that the white tube sits on top of the black wire. Try and carefully weave it through the existing openings until you come around to the front where there is that bar in front, and you just want to make sure you go behind that and pull the tube out the other side from there. Everything leading up to that point from there towards the back of the machine should sort of be tucked in under the tab so that it sits nice and neatly. And everything after that vertical area, you're going to want to just leave loose so it can easily connect into the top of the extruder assembly. To reassemble, simply line the circuit board back up with two screw holes and put the black cover back in place. Now just sort of squeeze that where that tight spot was in that one corner, and then you can add the two tubes back in simply by opening the housing just a little bit to get them both to fit. Now to reassemble the filament runout detection sensor or reinstall a new one, you're going to want to make sure the silver piece is in alignment as shown with the hole on the right and the connection for the wire on the top. And once you have that lined up, you're going to want to take the short tube and place that in the opening on the right, and the longer one connected to your printer into the slot on the left side of this contraption. And I found it was easier if I had the short tube kind of angling down. And then I was able to take this top cover and line it back up, taking that peg into the hole of the silver piece. Now this is a bit tricky to get all lined up with just one set of hands, so you may want to recruit a helper for this step. But once you get it all lined up and it snaps into place, hold it down and grab the screwdriver and then use the small black screws to re-secure the top and bottom sections of the filament runout detection sensor. After that, use the two little black C-shaped pieces and just slide those back in position over the connection piece where the tubes connect to just lock everything into position. Once you've reinstalled both of them, grab the top panel and make sure it is where it opens at the front, and then you can slide the tube through that hole in the back corner, and this will make it accessible from the outside of the machine. And then you just want to line up the black piece, the filament detection sensor, with that sort of right angle built into the mold, and secure it in position with the two silver screws. You'll need to apply some upward pressure, as you can see I'm doing here with my thumb. That will help make sure that you are actually lining up with the screw holes by pushing it up against that right angle area. With those secured, plug in the cable, and now you can angle the top of the panel back into position. You may need to sort of squish the tube a little further through the slot there if it isn't lining up just right, but get all the little pegs to line up in position, and when they are, you can kind of push or snap it back into place. With everything realigned, secure the top panel using the two screws you removed earlier, and you should be good to go. You can now power your 3D printer back on, and it can resume 3D printing. Thanks so much for watching.